Welcome. We are going to go through a short sequence of vagus nerve exercises to help reset your nervous system and bring you back into a place of balance. So what I'm going to get you to do is we're just going to start by bringing one hand under the armpit and one hand on the shoulder, just closing your eyes here. This is just going to put light pressure on the vagus nerve, but the self-soothing as well is going to allow you to bring your nervous system just down a few notches from any sympathetic activated state. Just long, slow, deep breaths here, and just while you're doing this, just paying attention to any outside sounds. The eyes are generally closed, as this allows us to close down any external stimuli. And then that'll just allow our ears to sort of pick up sounds of nature, just paying attention, just very lightly without judgment on any sounds around you. And with all the exercises today, you're just really looking for ones that feel good for you. Might be a sense of releasing in the body, might be a sigh, might be a yawn. I love a good yawn from these. It may also be a sense of something sort of letting go. Salivation or gurgling in the stomach are also points of knowing that your vagus nerve has received that signal of safety through the body. So from here, you can do the rest of these lying down if you feel more comfortable in this. So this one is more effective lying down, but you can stay seated if you want. So you're going to place one hand on your forehead, and then you're going to open your hand wide and cup the back of your head. So we're just kind of holding our head in place here. Now it's very light pressure on the front of the head, and just that light pressure is enough to send that signal of safety and relaxation through the body. And you're just going to take long, slow, deep breaths here. This can be a great exercise to do first thing in the morning before you get up, almost like it's allowing you to set the intention for the day of a calm and relaxed day. And then at the end of the day, doing it before you go to sleep, so associating it with bedtime as a way to reset anything that didn't kind of fit that calm and relaxed criteria for the day, because life happens. Maybe you can even deepen your breath a bit here. A little bit more breath in, a little bit more breath out. Just gives you greater benefits. And now just changing your position, and you're just going to bring your hands across your chest. So we're doing a bilateral movement which helps reset both hemispheres of the brain, as well as naturally your breath will slow down. Now we want a nice steady pace of tapping left down right. We want the pressure to be kind of medium, not too light, and definitely not punching ourselves. And what this is doing, by taking a nice slow pace here, it allows your heart rate to slow down. And the crossing of the hands allows both hemispheres of the brain to reset. So it really can be helpful in times of stress to do this one. And again, this can be a great one to do before you get out of bed in the morning and when you get back into bed at night. You find your breath will naturally slow down as you're doing this. So it's really important that you're not going at a really fast pace. It's because we can actually slow down the heart rate with this breath. Now for most of these exercises, just doing them 1, 2, 3 minutes a day can really help build up your nervous system resilience. So just giving yourself permission to just slot it in. So I love habit stacking, doing this exercise against something I'm already doing as a way to kind of train my brain to make it an easier part of my routine. Maybe you can slow your breath down a bit now. Just go a little bit deeper with this. Maybe even slowing down the hands with it. And again, this can be done seated or laying down. I'm just coming to slow down now. And then we're just going to move our hands. We're going to interlace our fingers and place them behind the head. And what we're doing is, so lying down, this is easier, but it works both ways, or lying against a chair can be helpful as well. So the eyes are facing forward, and then you're just going to move your eyes so the head stays forward. That's why we've got the hands here. And your eyes are moving all the way to the right, finding a point on the right to fix on. We really want that pressure on the occipital nerve and the suboccipital nerve, because then that's in turn going to put pressure on the vagus nerve and send that signal of relaxation through the body. Well, we don't want any pain here, so if you have eye issues, this may not work for you, or just go as far as feels comfortable, where you can feel there is pressure but there's no pain. It does really help to fix on a point. And this is a really amazing exercise to do every day. The more you do it, the faster it becomes that you get that sense of release. For me, it's generally a yawn or a sigh. That's how I get that signal of safety. And I do this absolutely every day. I do it before breakfast, so I feel like it's just kind of setting my intentions around food for the day as well. Now this one you can do for 30 to 60 seconds ideally. And it's okay if you don't get a sense of release the first few times. I've heard of someone even taking up to a year to get there. But just know that it is doing something, whether you get that sense, that kind of known sense of relief or not. Bringing your eyes back to center now, just blinking a couple of times, nice big blinks, and then going all the way to the left this time, and just finding a point on your left and doing the same again. And you may notice that your eyes feel different. Maybe they feel like how far they can go round, or something feels different, both sides. That's normal. Nothing abnormal, nothing's wrong. Here's my yawn. Once you do have that yawn or that sigh, or you kind of feel that release, then you can let it go. But just say another 10 seconds here if you haven't yet. And then bringing your eyes back to center and just relaxing your hands and arms down there. What we're going to do now is we're going to place one hand on our chest and one hand on our belly, and we're doing what's called a soft belly breath. So we're just going to take a long, slow inhale here. You should feel your bottom hand rising, and then taking an exhale. You should feel your hand going back down. And now as we're doing it, as you take that inhale with your hand rising, you're going to mentally say to yourself soft, S-O-F-T on the inhale, and then exhale, B-E-L-L-Y, so soft, and then belly. And what we're doing with that soft on the inhale, belly on the exhale, is we're doing two things. So one was we've given our brain an anchor. So great if you have an overactive mind or an ADHD brain, just giving your brain an anchor point with the mantra can be really helpful. But two, we're also giving a command to our brain for a soft belly. And this is important because our vagus nerve runs from our gut to our brain, between the two, and 80% of its communication is gut to brain. So having a healthy gut with free-flowing communication can be really helpful at stopping mixed cues, and also getting that signal of safety to the body as quickly as possible. So just keep going with these breaths. Another 30 seconds here or so. And now just relaxing the hands. We're now just going to come up to our ears. So we're just going to be just right at the front of the ear, that just kind of little flap at the front of the ear, and we're just going to make little circles forwards. Eyes are closed, allowing that, shut the world out. Now we only really need gentle pressure here. The great thing about doing anything around the ears for the vagus nerve is it also relaxes our facial muscles as well, giving us a greater sense of youthfulness from both not being stressed and having relaxed facial muscles. I love all the ear exercises that we can do for the vagus nerve because I find them really helpful to do when I'm driving. I have an old habit I'm trying to break of getting stressed about being late even if I'm not going to be late. And so I've just found I like to play the traffic light game. So as I am sitting at a traffic light, when I've noticed, I'm like, wow, this is free time that I can be working on any of these points. So just like to do this now, changing direction. And there are lots of different ways with the ear massages that you can help yourself. So just kind of playing around, see what feels best for you. Everyone's different. You can even go right inside the ears to the two little caves. There's one at the top and one at the bottom. Even just massaging there can be really effective, although not if you've got long nails. So just letting the ears go there. What we're going to do, 2 more ear exercises to close us up. So this one is the ELF. I call it the ELF. I'm sure it's got a more technical name, but so basically what you're doing is getting that top part of the ear and we're just lightly pulling it up and out and just making yourself look like an elf. Now you might be like, Zoe, why would I do this at a traffic light? Well, I like to do this one at a traffic light because I think, okay, one is we take life too seriously. And so this kind of reminds me to lighten up. But then I also think, well, what if someone looks over and they're like, what is she doing? And I'm like, I just made someone's day or made them confused or made them wonder what is happening in the world. And I think that's a good thing too. So you can join me on the streets wherever you live and just doing the little elf ears, knowing that you are relaxing your own nervous system into a place of parasympathetic rest and digest, but also knowing that you might just impact somebody else and make them smile with this simple move. And then from here, we're just going to come into the earlobe. So we're just going to bring the earlobe down towards the ear. So we're just pulling down here, bringing it through. And from this place, again, we just get to relax the nervous system. So I personally like the ELF, and then I call this Dumbo. So you're kind of going from 2 kind of like reminders to be a little bit silly sometimes can be really helpful. Lightening the mood can be really helpful. Often when we're dysregulated, we are so far removed from, what is joyful in life, and this can help us come back. And then just relaxing the hands down. And just for a moment, just keeping the eyes closed, just taking a moment to just notice how you feel, what's different. Sometimes it can feel like there's more space in the body from the breath work. Sometimes it feel like there's more space in the mind. Sometimes it's just that little bit lighter or lightness around your body. Whatever it is, just paying attention right now. Inhale and exhale. exhale. Thank you for joining me. This can be a great practice to just when you really need a quick kind of pick-me-up on your nervous system health. There's lots of other videos I have available, just the short parts of all of these. So if you don't want to do a complete set, you can just go and find one of those, and just 1, 2, 3 minutes a day of working on your nervous system health can make a huge difference to how much resilience you have when life throws its stuff at you. So well done, and thank you.